Good evening. And welcome.
Well. Oh, it has. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Have you missed me?
Fucking hell. I've just. It's been that long, actually, that your hair has grown.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't very well last week, people, so my apologies. I got a rare cold because I forgot to take my vitamin D, which I didn't take to Brighton with me. So I was almost a week without my vitamin D.
That was it.
Well, I think so, because I normally take my vitamin D every day, and I forgot to take it to Brighton. And then there was a Pajit sat next to me on the train on the way back up the road, so I wasn't happy. Probably he infected me. Probably a government agent. Do you think he was a government agent?
Could have been a government agent, considering we were at a government agent's funeral.
Good evening, Troll Room. Great to be with you all. Shalini, Dread.
How you doing?
So yeah, it's good to see you all. Good to see you all. DW. What was I? Shalini, DW.
I've thrown him right off.
Who else we got? Dreadeye. Yeah, I'm not long up, to be honest. You know, at my age, you have to take a nap during the afternoon.
They're saying they can't hear David.
Can't hear David?
No.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, they can't hear David because the last time he was on, his audio was awful and I turned him right down, didn't I? Try it again, David.
40. 20. Retard.
What?
Retard.
Right, you should be able to hear David now, I hope, people.
I can hear David anyway.
No, yeah, you'll hear him, but you're on a completely separate system, mate.
Let us know in the chat, folks.
They say that's better. That's
better. It said Shalini's had a bit low.
Dread says okay now.
Right, okay. He's not getting any more volume. Sounds a little rough. Well, maybe who? Me or David? Right, anyway. Fucking hell, let's get on with the show. This is ridiculous. No wonder people don't watch this. They probably turn on and go, these fucking idiots talking nonsense.
Is David's video frozen?
It's not frozen, it's really choppy though. Have you got a bad connection?
I got a brand bloody new camera, so everything should be alright. I'm blaming your end, Sarge.
Because me and fucking the gorgeous boy at the end here, we are in top-notch quality, are we not?
Oh, excuse me.
No, but if you look at, I'm looking at the feed, and your video is choppy as fuck.
I don't know. I got a 300 meg line. I've got the HD camera.
There's plenty more you can do.
What can I do, folks?
Trust me. You
I'm
should
not like
see the
these
lighting rig
creators.
I've got in here, mate.
Yeah.
What more can you do?
Anyway, this isn't a tutorial on how to go online. It's meant to be a review of the news of the week. So we'll bear with David. Yeah, it is like a 56k dial-up, but we'll bear with him.
We'll do it. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll drag him along.
Yeah.
Right, where am I? Let's start with the slides. So here we go. Air Farce One. Yep. Today's that's not right. Right, here we go. President Trump has returned to Washington to board the new Air Farce One. Now, I brought this back into this week's show because I think people don't understand. You know, this might well be Air Farce One for the meantime. But did you know when Donald leaves the post of the president, when he finishes his term, he takes this plane with him?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that plane is going to the Donald Trump Foundation or whatever, where he will continue to have access to it. It will no longer be Air Farce One.
Well, that's
that's his Bribe Force One.
I mean, it's not. That's not as controversial as you think it might be, and I'll tell you why.
Well, I think it might be.
Any aeroplane that the president steps on is designated Air Force One. Right?
No, right. Okay, I hear what you're saying, Ben. This is controversial, right? Because they have retired the old baby blue Boeings, right?
retired it, or is he just not using
No,
it?
no, they're retired, right? Because Boeing are currently building 2 new Air Force Ones.
Yeah, I was going
and
to
they
say
weren't-
there's a new wave being built, isn't
Yeah, they weren't going to be ready in time. So Donald took the bribe from Qatar, right, who
Okay.
offered to give him this nearly new Boeing 747-800. They
Right.
fucking tore it apart, refitted it as Air Force One,
it? Okay.
and then when he leaves office, they'll tear it apart again, take out the Air Force One gubbins, put it all back together, and Donald gets to keep the plane. This is his new private jet, effectively.
I want the plane. Can I have the plane?
No, you can't, because
But I
you're not
want the
Donald.
plane.
You're not. Yeah,
I think it's time for a real
can't-
review.
you can't have it.
know, Air Force One.
but they, and I don't think people understand, because they're going on about how it's a gorgeous plane and it really suits the President of the United States, but it's not really Air Force One. This is going with Trump.
Gift Force One. I think, John, this is the first time like an incumbent, soon to be outgoing, like POTUS.
Just call him the
in the
lame
future
duck
will
that he
get
is. He's a lame duck.
Yeah, we'll get to keep such a plane. I think this is the first time.
Yeah, because
this is
the
happening.
2 outgoing 747s that have been retired, they're like 40 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the story
nearly
with
40.
Air Force One, and that's why it's not really going to be Air Force One once Donald goes. It's really Donald Force One, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. What do you think the Qataris are at? Do you think this is just a genuine
It's a gift.
Strings attached?
I mean, what do you think might be
Just
hidden
a
within the gubbins of that plane?
Just that, no, well, no, they took the plane apart. I mean, they
Yeah.
they literally fucking took it inside out and put it back together. But it's not what's in the plane. It's the fact that they gave him a plane. It's
Yeah.
like this is obviously like, one day I will come to you and I will ask for a favor in return.
Keep your friends close,
Yeah.
keep your enemies closer, and all that. You know.
Speaking of finding a horse's head in your bed, Putin is back in military uniform. Say goodbye to negotiations. Kiev is fucked.
Well, by recent events, I really think it is. I mean, there's been an energy blackout across Crimea in the past 24 hours or so. So the Ukrainians are going hard on Russian territory after the recent attack over previous days on energy infrastructure in St. Petersburg. I think those Oreshniks are getting.
Yeah, well, I think they are, and I mean, there was 3 days ago now. There was an horrendous attack on Kiev. I mean, you might think these America's celebrations were the 4th of July, but this was Kiev, 3 days ago. So yeah, that.
I mean, Jesus Christ, you could mistake that for the last Iraq incursion.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's what that reminded me of when I saw.
Yeah,
it.
so
Oh my
Russia's
God.
not holding back at the moment, and I think Mr. Putin's getting an awful lot of pressure from what's he called, the hardliners,
Yeah.
in the Kremlin. So I think he's really,
The Hawks.
my view is there are 2 ways to end this conflict. No, there's not. There's actually only one way to end the conflict. And the only way to end this conflict is to remove the proxy from the board. And that might sound cruel, right? But if you cease fighting where you are just now, all that will happen is the West will rearm, and 10, 15, 20 years down the line, there will be a repeat of what's going on just now.
Yes,
okay?
Absolutely.
Right? If you remove the proxy from the board, then the West have no option but to either engage Russia or leave them the fuck alone.
Mm.
Yeah, and they can't
Or
engage
back
Russia.
off, yeah.
They just can't. Not directly.
I mean,
Right?
they could try.
No,
They
no,
would fail, but
no,
they could try.
Yeah, but they can't engage Russia directly, because at the moment they're engaging Russia through Ukraine because they know that their country's not going to get hit, right?
Yeah.
And Russia's not going to hit. I mean, for all the talk and everything, Russia is not going to drop. They're not going to drop an Oreshnik on Germany. They're not going to drop an Oreshnik in London, right? Or Poland. Yeah,
Poland,
they're
or
just
they're
not going to
not.
do that. They won't do it first, right?
No.
But if they remove Ukraine from the board, then the West has no option but to back off. And really, I think that I can see that as the only possible way that this conflict can now cease. And
Okay.
sad for Ukraine,
I
but
think it is a
yeah.
dangerous situation. I mean, lest we forget that, that the Brits are still assisting as well. I mean, that huge swathe, that massive drone attack, that happened recently as well, had British backing. So I think Mr. Putin is getting really,
Oh,
really
yeah.
vexed at other proxy involvement as well.
Yeah,
And
of
something
course
is
it
going to
will,
go
of course it
down
will.
soon,
But
eventually.
it's just crazy. We're poking a bear, and eventually the bear will turn around and bite back.
Eventually, the bear will say, "Wrong."
So this was a TV program in Ukraine. They had pundits sitting around the table talking about the strategic implications of the war. And the Ukrainians themselves came up with a nuclear strike on Ukraine is a positive scenario for us. It will accelerate the end of the war and the collapse of Russia. No, it won't. It won't. So if there is a nuclear strike in Ukraine, I think like any other of these, false flag events that have occurred before, you have to look to Ukraine first.
Are we not? I'm gonna tangent off a little bit and say, are we just not tired of this shit now?
Well, yeah, we are, but it's still very much part of our lives, and it very much has an effect on our lives.
Yeah, it does, and it's just as with any war, it's dick measuring.
Yeah,
and that is all it is. What one dick being measured in a military uniform, another in a tracksuit. Fucking knock your dicks together and sort it out.
It's not that, Ben, though. It's not. The guy in the tracksuit, he's the guy with the tape. He's not even getting his dick measured, right?
No.
He's just running about measuring everybody else's, because he's got a whole pile of Western leaders standing there getting their dicks measured. And I think the one with the biggest dick at the moment seems to be Ursula von der Leyen.
Oh, yeah? Ursula von der Leyen.
He's certainly got a bigger dick than Merz. Anyway, Dimitri down the bottom here says Finland has lifted its. You gotta love Dimitri because he has. In fact, Ben, you should read this one. Can you read that? Yeah, is it big enough?
Finland has lifted its ban on hosting nuclear weapons. What does that change for the Finns? Just one minor thing. Their country is now Russia's nuclear target list. Finland, you've reached peak security.
Yeah. And that kind of sums it up. I mean, what the fuck are these people thinking? Really? The Finns have existed they've existed more or less peacefully since the end of Second World War with Russia, Soviet Union. Why now? Why now?
I don't know.
And it wasn't Russia that went in and raped all the women and left all these Nazi babies behind, one of which happens to be an ABBA. Remember? Remember Freda?
Mamma mia! Yeah. Here I go again.
You remember the redhead? Her dad was a fucking SS stormtrooper. So.
Jeez. I think with the Finns, relatively peaceful. It's just been since 2022, all of a sudden the reaction has been we're still stuck in the Soviet era with Russia. Like that's been their kind of like knee-jerk reaction. Like, oh my god, like we're still in the USSR.
I mean, all the Baltic states have come out with it. I mean, look at was it Estonia that they took up all the manhole covers and melted them down and redid them because they said they had USSR stamped on them. So they went around and pulled up every manhole cover and recast it. Who cares?
It's commitment. That's commitment to the bit, John. That's what that is.
I would have loved to have got my hand on one of those manhole covers. Well, that would make a great
fucking fortune right now, wouldn't it?
Great centerpiece for your wall, wouldn't it?
Well, you do it now. It would make a great little fortune for yourself to go and have a good time. Is what that would do.
Yeah, we're going to be accused of being Putinistas, aren't we? Putinistas.
Look, I don't care about the man measuring his dicks in a military uniform. I really don't. I do not care.
Germany has filed its first charges in the Nord Stream sabotage case, accusing Ukrainian diver Sergei Kunetsov of leading the 2022 terrorist attack on the pipelines. So Germany has finally realised that no, it wasn't Russia. It was Ukraine.
Ukraine, yeah.
Ah.
Oh dear.
And let's face it, if anyone suffered from Nord Stream being
It was Germany.
blown up, it was Germany.
Yeah, absolutely, it was Germany. They were fucked by it.
Yeah, especially after they just shut all their fucking nuclear power plants.
Of course. Fucked.
Jeez. You can't. How can you make that? I mean, people say there's a one world government, or there's a nefarious force working behind a one world government towards world domination, and it's when things like this happen that you think they might have a point.
Oh dear.
Anyway, moving on. So Zelensky informed Zelensky that he's going to run for president in October when Ukraine have elections.
Mhm.
And he was, what's his name, David? You can pronounce this better than I can you?
Zalutsny?
Whatever. He was
Zelensky.
summoned to a meeting with Zelensky where he was dissuaded from his presidential ambitions. But apparently at the end of the meeting, he turned around and goes, I'm still running.
Well, yeah, hasn't Zelensky served his max terms at this point?
Zelensky hasn't been re-elected.
No, he just sort of stayed in office, didn't he?
Yeah, he
just
did.
sort of stayed.
He did.
But yeah, he has tried to suppress, elections from going ahead.
He hasn't tried. He has suppressed.
Yeah, he has actively suppressed, kind of citing a wartime situation that we can't have.
Yeah. He's done exactly what people said Trump was going to do at the end of his first term that Trump didn't do, right?
No, but little Vlad did.
Little Vlad has done it, yeah.
How very undemocratic.
No.
Little
Vlad is defending democracy, don't you know, David? He's defending democracy.
Oh, yes. It's the bastion of democracy, according to Ursula von der Leyenhosen and Kaka and the rest of the Brussels 2022. Beacon of light and democracy in the world,
We must defend the Ukrainians, David. Yeah. So says I, Ursula von der Leyenhosen.
So MI6 have found out apparently that Masha and the bear are Russian agents.
They're Russian agents. This has got to be a joke, because obviously Masha and the Bear is a Russian TV show.
It's not a joke. It's that the creators of Masha and the Bear have issued an official appeal to British MPs after the cartoon was accused of being Kremlin soft power and hidden propaganda.
Okay.
British deputies, there's been a terrible misunderstanding.
I have something to say.
So Masha, this is a video. Masha gives us, there's British deputies, there's been a terrible misunderstanding, Masha says in character and goes on, we're not soft power, and they do this whole spiel together. And then the background falls down and Putin's sitting at his desk.
This has got to be a joke. It's got to be a joke, right?
It's not, no, it's not.
But if you want to talk about government propaganda being forced into TV shows, look no further than Bluey.
Bluey? Is that American propaganda?
No, it's made by the Australian government.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. It's made by the Australian government.
50 British MPs have requested that this programme be taken off the air because it's soft power.
Well done, MPs, you absolute inept twats. You've just swallowed your own national propaganda from either MI5 or MI6 combined. Like, well done. I read about this in the Tel Avivograph.
Tel Avivograph?
I mean the Telegraph. Sorry about that. And as soon as I saw that, I just thought, yeah, they're just throwing stones from glass houses again. Like, you know what I mean? They talk about kind of, Kremlin soft power, through like what Russian, animated series. It's like, are you serious? Like, it's getting a bit ridiculous.
Have you ever seen an episode of Masha and the Bear?
No.
It is terrible.
I'm sure
it is terrible.
It's been around for what, 10,
some
15
of the
years?
Worst
like that,
quality animation. It's definitely Russian. Some of the worst quality animation I've ever seen in my life.
Tell me about Bluey. What's he?
Bluey is a family of dogs, right? A family of cartoon dogs. And it teaches you how to be a good dad, and it teaches you how to be a good family and play games fun and things like that. It's fucking massive. Bluey is massive the world over. In fact, so massive that Disney got a hold of it and has some theme park rights to it in America, and Merlin got a hold of it and has theme park rights to it in the UK, and a Bluey roller coaster just opened at Alton Towers. There
So
you go.
Is Bluey a rule follower?
Yes. But I will say it's quite wholesome, right? And it does paint the dad in a good light, and it does make out that the dad is a really good dad.
So
but
it's not
also,
like Malcolm in the Middle.
No, but it's kind of lectury. It's kind of lectury.
Yeah.
And it's made by the Australian government. And when you see that at the end credits, you just go, my balls just crawled up inside me a bit there.
well, that's it, folks. Peppa Pig, British propaganda, soft power.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you Russians, you better not jump in those fucking muddy puddles, all right?
I mean, some of the worst TV programs have been comedies that are aimed at kids, like Malcolm in the Middle. I mean, they're just nothing but a complete subversion of the archetypal male. They're just a complete attack on mankind, and I mean mankind at this point, men in particular.
But the thing is, that's something that's been going on outside of that. That's something that's been going on in popular media now for a good 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's not just through shitty comedies, right?
Oh, no. I mean,
the nuclear family doesn't exist as a stable unit within popular media anymore. It doesn't. And I'm a traditionalist. I'm not a Christian, but I do believe in Christian values. I think that we've been brought up in a country that champions Christian values. And I think that when you get married, you stay married. You get married once. You try and make it work no matter what. You have your 2.4 kids, and you try and raise them as good as you can as a unit. But that is not promoted anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Right.
Can't argue with that. The attack of the nuclear family. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move on. Kaka's Corner. Words of condemnation alone will not stop attacks on Kiev. Kiev. Only sustained military support for Ukraine.
What do you prefer, garlic butter or ham and cheese?
It's like for fuck's sake, the country's Turkey, right? I don't care what No, stop. I don't care what Turks call Turkey, right?
Now I really want roast turkey.
But as far as I'm concerned, the country's Turkey. I mean, where do you draw the fucking line? Where do you draw the line if you're going to start doing this pish? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's still fucking Bombay
and Madras
and,
for Chennai,
and Peking, Fuck.
I mean, we've got a curry place up the road called Bombay Stop.
Exactly. So as far as I'm concerned, fuck you all. I'm staying in the 80s.
1997 shouldn't have happened. Damn you, Tony Blair. We shouldn't have given it back to the Chinese.
We shouldn't have fucking given it back. This week, the EU has started disbursing €6 billion under the 90 billion support loan to strengthen Kiev's defences. Today, I will propose to sanction more entities. How many fucking sanctions can you put on? How many more sanctions can you put on Russia? And how?
Mr. Beat says ham and cheese.
How are they going to keep going? I mean, how can Russia possibly exist with all these over 100 sanctions on them? We keep raising the cost until Russia understands it cannot win. It's not working, Kaka.
Russia's just doing the crypto thing now, isn't it? Russians are just doing the crypto thing.
And then she goes on to say, EU staff in Kiev are accounted for. I'm deeply grateful to our colleagues on the ground to continue their work with courage and dedication. You were told, Kaka, along with every other Western leader, to get the fuck out of Kiev because it was going to get flattened. And you were told by more than one person, you were told by Putin, you were told by Lavrov, you were told by most of the Russian state, get the fuck out if you don't want to die. And I don't think that's been lifted.
As for that 90 billion, that is 90 billion of a support loan.
Can I have
Ukrainians will never be able to pay back, including the interest. Like, they are economically fucked.
If you think
they really and truly are.
If you think giving anything to Ukraine is in the form of a loan, you are.
No.
There are bridges I need to sell you.
I mean, the only
there
way
really
that
are.
the only way they're ever going to be able to repay that loan is to permanently bend over and let the EU fuck them in the arse. That is the only way.
They've already tried that. Right, moving on. So Douglas Carswell here
No
said,
lube either.
and I actually quite agree with this. So the law keeping Shabir Ahmed in the UK could be revoked, says former Conservative Attorney General Dominic Grieve. But the biggest hurdle is getting Pakistan to cooperate and take back their bad people, right? So Douglas Carswell says if Pakistan won't take them back, cancel every Pakistani visa in Britain and the aid. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
If Pakistan won't take responsibility for its own fucking citizens who are out of order and commit atrocious crimes in this country and won't take them back, send every fucking Pakistani on a visa back right now.
Oh, no. We can't have a diplomatic spat.
Why not? Why not? Send every one of them back. That'll change their mind. It's time we started playing hardball on the world stage.
I agree.
We're pissing about like a bunch of fucking Nancy boys, you know? We really are.
I mean, as for the aid, I mean, how much aid given over time to Pac?
Fuck it.
You know what I mean?
Shitloads.
That's going to be...
I'm just going to say too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say too much.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, when in the last 2 years alone, you know, I've seen my own kind, the disabled, fucked by this government. Yeah.
Sorry.
But disabled British citizens just fucking bent over.
There's a slide
put
coming
into
up.
fear.
You can talk about your own kind. There's a slide coming up later, but yeah, no, sorry, right, carry on.
And they say, yeah, we're going to stop support to a lot of disabled people. Yep, can't do that anymore. But they go, oh, yeah, foreign aid, have as much as you want.
Yeah.
You just keep the budget rolling.
Why can any country that's in debt, how can any country that's in debt give foreign aid to any other country?
Well, I don't know. Well, I do know because it's all an illusion.
We know it's all an illusion.
I mean, the financial system as it stands is an illusion. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by anything.
You know, and this is not financial advice, but if you take a loan out from a bank, they don't give you any money. But they do get to charge you interest on money that they haven't given you. And I mean, think about that, people.
It makes sense if you break it down properly. It does.
Think about it, people. They don't give you any money when you get a loan from a bank, right? It's just an entry in a ledger, right? And when you buy something, they don't get any money either. It's just an entry in a ledger. This money,
we don't have
never.
The gold standard anymore.
Yeah, this money actually doesn't exist, right? It's all conjured. It's conjured out of. It's fractional reserve banking. It's conjured out of thin air, right? So it's made from money that they are lending to you and charging interest on it. So what the fuck are they charging interest on when the money doesn't exist? And then you wonder why Ursula is meant to be against religion. Maybe that's why.
Going back to Shabir Ahmed, I think it's an absolute disgrace that this cretin, whatever you want to call him, cannot be deported from this country. I think that urgently needs to be tackled in a similar vein to the Immigration and Asylum Act of 1997. That needs to be seriously amended.
You know what? If you're the Prime Minister, you call the Pakistani ambassador to the house or whatever. You tell them, take them back, or take every other Pakistani on a visa back right now.
Or you get out of this country.
And you get out as well.
Eject the ambassador.
Eject them all. Eject every single one of them. Send them all back.
Espresso in the chat says, wait until Andy Burnham takes over.
He will do nothing.
Nothing! Except fucking bend us over and fuck us even harder. And this time, it'll be with a spiky dildo and no lube.
The guy doesn't have the mental capacity of a shoelace. Never mind Angela Rayner.
No, look at that. The next slide.
Yeah,
nice
I know.
Segue.
It's amazing that, isn't it? Andy Burnham, the public don't want a general election. They want us to get on with the job. So-
mate.
I think the public overwhelmingly want a general
Well,
election.
Politics polls at the bottom says, would you like to see an early general election? 76.1% say yes. Yes, please. Fuck off. Of course the public want to see a general election.
I've been banging on at this because you've been ill. I've been banging on about this during my little game streams, and I'm going to say it here, and I'll say exactly as I've said it then. Andy Burnham is going to come into power with a completely new set of goals, a completely new agenda to what Keir Starmer even had. And let's face it, Keir Starmer has been doing something basically completely opposite to the agenda that he was elected on anyway, the manifesto that he was elected on anyway. But then Andy Burnham is going to come along, installed as the king by Labour, not the Prime Minister, the king, installed, and come along with a completely new agenda that is not even going to mirror a shadow of what was in the manifesto, including things like devolving number 10's power to the north, and then say the public don't want a general election. Your agenda isn't legitimate, mate. You are not legitimate, Andy Burnham, because if you change the agenda that your party was elected on unilaterally, you are not legitimate. Fuck you, Burnham. Fuck you.
Espresso Mechanic said he is pro digital ID too. The CU next Tuesday. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Espresso, that he was also pro in the mid 2000s was Blair and Blunkett's ID cards as well. So leopards do not change their spots. You know, Burnham signaled when it appeared that he was going to be parachuted into number 10. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not so sure about this national digital ID thing, but you know, we have to look back in history. You know, that's the key to understanding the present and what could move forward. Andy Burnham was a massive proponent of the Blair Blunkett ID cards, so watch this space. We're not out of the woods yet with Burnham.
We're going to move from one Trotskyist communist to another. That's what's going to happen.
Meanwhile, in Stadiland, Alistair Hilton, I don't know if you know him, he's a photographer in London.
I know this.
This was a very interesting video.
Who
Interesting
lives
video.
in a riverboat. He got pulled out of a pub the other night because a councillor seemed to have taken offence at him not even organising a campaign, but being vocal about it. Campaign to return riverside seating to the traditional English pubs that along the riverbank in this short stretch of river in Chiswick. And the cops called him out and basically warned him of wrongthink, you know, because they didn't accuse him of committing an offence. In fact, I think they went out of their way to say he hadn't committed an offence, but it was still wrongthink, and he had to be careful. You know,
they've gone to the pub and they've gone, oi, oi, son, I think you had a bit too much to think here, too much to think.
Yeah, basically that's it. And they're quite upset, Alistair, with good reason. You know, well, I mean, he was upset with good reason.
I mean, they even told him no crime has been committed. Well, if crime has been committed, off you fuck.
Well, that's it. It's like, I'm being arrested or detained. No crime is being committed. There's no injured party. So I'm going to go back over here to my pint officer and you can toddle on. You know what I mean? That's one of the best ways to deal with it.
And could I just suggest to the police, if you're acting as the agent of a political person, then you have sold yourself to the fucking devil.
Well, we police by consent in this country, and if they're not apolitical, then I believe that consent cannot be granted. Sure.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it. In the video, the copper who's been featured there, you know, he was saying to Alistair in the video some minutes into it, oh, well, you know, this was kind of called in, and we kind of have to react.
No, you don't.
I was going to support you in that, John. Is that you know, once those officers realize, okay, no crime's been committed here,
so,
like, no law's been broken, nothing's been impinged, they can push back on that.
I tell you what, as a police officer, right, as a young police officer, one of the things that really opened my mind to people was I stopped someone going through it was an amber light, okay? I stopped someone going through an amber light once, and I gave them a warning, right? And by the time I got back to the office for my break, the woman had been in and complained to the inspector, and I got a fucking new asshole ripped for stopping someone and giving them a warning.
Right. And that's exactly what they should be doing to these officers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, because the dispatch should never have sent these guys. At least I was working on my own fucking initiative.
No, yeah.
I saw it. I thought I'll stop them and tell them, you know, because being naive, being young and thinking, you know, I'm here to change the world, you know, and I gave them a warning about not going through an amber light, because an amber light means, what does an amber light mean?
Either prepared to stop or prepared to go.
No, it does not. An amber light means stop.
Drive faster.
It doesn't.
I'm joking.
It doesn't mean anything other than stop, right? So people, when they say pre-prepared stop, no. An amber light means stop. If you go through an amber light because you've been too close to the line to be able to stop safely, that's a mitigation, right? But it's not what the amber light means. The amber light means stop. But anyway, I thought, yeah, I've done my civic duty for the day, even though I'm a cop. You know, I didn't book her and all that. And I got back in, I got a new asshole ripped, and then at that point, I realised, as a police officer, there is no point in pulling someone up for something they haven't done.
Yes,
it's a civil matter.
No, but forget
is not a civil matter.
But forget that.
Not even a civil matter.
Yeah, forget that. There is no point in pulling someone up for something they haven't done, right? Because all you're doing is leaving yourself open to attack. Now, these cops should have known that, right?
They should have known better.
They should have known that. And they should have known better.
Happened?
And the dispatcher should have known better. They should never have been dispatched to this.
What should have happened is the phone call come in. Right?
Yeah, and they would have went, yeah, okay, that's not an offence, bang.
Stop wasting our time, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
That's what should have happened. Stop wasting our time.
No evidence of alarm or distress,
exactly.
you know, placed on the counsellor. It's like, it's a nothing burger. We're not even going to go out to this.
Yeah, but it's not even just this, right? I'm sorry, but I believe, I'm a proponent of, that unless it's a direct, you know, call to violence, you should call. I've obviously said something. Somebody said something nasty, and but not even hearsay. Oh, did it hurt your little fifis? Did it?
Yeah, but that's the problem. What happens is now that they're coming
We've
out
legislated against fucking fifi hurting.
Yeah, but they've come out with such stupid legislation that they're putting the offence is complete by someone taking offence.
Yes.
That can never be. That's just fucking, that's a circular argument. And Shalini, God bless you, Shalini. God bless you that you thought like this. But she says, this is how the police operate now. They're not on our side. They're all brainwashed and happy to do this crap. The police have never been on your side, Shalini. Never.
That doesn't bode well for you, John.
No, but
you're saying that.
The police have never been on the public side. Individual police officers may have been at points, right? But the
then
police
they realise it's futile.
Yeah, but the police as an organisation is not designed to protect people. The police as an organisation is purely designed to protect property and as an agent of the state. That's what the police is. It is an agent of the state. And it's there to coerce the public to do what they're meant to do by force. The state has that monopoly on violence. And that's what the police are there for. And never forget that. Because individual police officers may have a conscience, may exhibit initiative, they may look as if they're helping you, but ultimately the full weight of the law isn't behind them. It's against you.
Mm-hmm.
Take that as read. He shouldn't have spoke to them, Shalini, you're right. He shouldn't, Alistair shouldn't have spoke to them.
Well, no, he should have, the conversation should have gone, we want to talk to you about something you said online, sir. Oh, what, has a crime been committed? Well, no, a crime's not been committed. Okay, off you fuck. That should have been the conversation. That should have been the...
No swearing, though.
No, even with the swearing.
I would strongly advise people not to swear, right?
Okay, maybe strongly advise people not to swear. But
I'm-
let me justify my action, right? And I'll tell you why I can justify it.
Yes.
Your Honor says, sir, why did you swear? They fucking came and tried to have a go at me about something that wasn't a crime. Of course I fucking swore.
And again, if you were in court, I would strongly
know.
suggest you
Yes.
don't swear.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I would strongly suggest there is no need to swear at a police officer. You can be perfectly polite and you can put them in their
Well,
place.
they swear at the public all the time. They call them dicks and they call them...
Well, then this is a different world from which I was brought up.
Yeah, they swear at the public all the bloody time. And then if you swear at them, they go, oh, it's a public order offence, mate.
This is
Public order offence.
This has always been a massive difference between Scotland and England.
What
And-
the ever-living fuck is on your head?
And you run into this every time. Every time you come, English people come into Scotland, they run into this all the time because generally police don't swear at you in Scotland and you don't swear at the police because you get locked up.
Okay, you got plaster. Why you got plaster, dear? Not telling me, okay.
So Ben's hijacking the conversation there.
Sorry, my wife just appeared. She's got plaster on her head.
Yeah, okay.
Next slide.
Moving on. It shut down last week. I swear to God, my wife goes, why are the days going so slow? Was it CERN?
No.
No, it
was
wasn't.
Fortnite. Looks like Fortnite.
Does anyone
She's going
feel...
through the tunnels.
Yeah. Does anyone feel the last few days went by very slowly? Drop your experience in the box. I am interested. No, it wasn't fucking CERN.
No.
Fucking...
Retard.
No,
A black hole must have opened. Some entity came
but
through.
having said
Cthulhu,
that...
fucking hell!
Having said that, since the 22nd of July, June, the nights are fair drawing in.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Right, moving on. Family-run bakery chain Coughlan's. Coughlan's, did I say that right?
Coughlan's, maybe?
You didn't need Coughlan's.
Coughlan's, with 31 stores across South London and the South East, is closing after nearly 100 years, blaming devastating
Jesus.
tax hikes, including higher national insurance, higher minimum wage, and business rates. Yeah.
Take a bow, Rachel
Hey,
Reeves.
Rachel Reeves, we said this at the time. We said you were going to kill small business, and by God, you're doing it.
Yeah.
I do like a woman that sticks by her principles.
Haven't they given them...
She's cutting VAT on kids'
Yeah, there we go.
McDonald's.
She's
Yeah,
what?
you know.
She's what?
She's cutting VAT. VAT is going to be put on kids' meals at McDonald's. Hallelujah.
Why is there VAT on kids' meals to start with? That's fuck. Yeah.
Good
Why was it
question,
even there?
but it's going to be cut. I don't even know if it's
Why
going to be
is there even
temporary,
VAT
but
on
there
food?
was-
Why is there VAT on anything? The biggest freaking scam going.
Yes. Did you know
The
that
big-
Canada's cutting fuel duty for this year and the next?
See,
No, I don't mean cutting fuel duty. I mean cutting fuel duty. Boom.
get rid of it.
They're to help their citizens out there. They've cut fuel
Abolishing
duty.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a couple of years. Why the fuck aren't we?
Well,
I mean, if we cut fuel duty, petrol would be half the price it is just now.
I'll tell you why, because our country's evil. I mean,
You're
look
right.
at what's in charge, John. Look at what's in
I know.
charge.
Look, I mean, that is tragic about that family-run bakery with 31
It is.
stores operating after, nearly like 100 years. These are the sorts of businesses that really
And-
need to be protected in the
And
country.
you know what? Forget the fat cat that runs it, right? Everybody that works in it's just lost their job.
Everyone's just lost their job. And when you put it into perspective like this, an extra £20,000 a week in costs. An extra £20,000 a week in costs with a company that's just got 31 stores. Now look at the additional costs on somewhere like Tesco's, on somewhere like McDonald's or KFC. Well, KFC and McDonald's are franchises, but if you look at the big shop and supermarket chains, that rising costs per week is far more significant than £20,000. And you wonder why the cost of all your food is going up and you can't afford anything. That's why. Thank you, Rachel Reeves. Oh, I'm going to make the cost of living better for you. You made it worse, you dick.
And those 31 stores, think about those poor employees
Yeah.
are going to lose their gigs, they're going to lose their jobs. They're not all of them are going to just waltz into another PAYE
Exactly.
gig. So they may be temporarily, on benefits for some time, who knows? And that is going to cost. That is going to rise in excess of that kind of that £20,000. So it's just a
People
terrible
think it's
shame.
great,
that this is happening.
people who don't know how financial systems work in the slightest will turn around, oh, raise the minimum wage to £15 an hour. Yeah, but what do you think it's going to do to the cost in the shop of the items that you buy if they do that? Because they're not
Ben.
going to go down. They're not going to stay the
Yeah.
same.
You're right, Ben. Ben, tell the people to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe, motherfuckers.
You heard it. You heard it, people. You better behave.
Especially you, Rachel Reeves.
Yeah. Right, moving on.
I'm on one tonight because I'm feeling quite ill. So I'm
Oxford,
on one, sorry.
Oxford Stand Up to Racism has launched a petition against housing 1,250 asylum seekers near Bicester. Their official reason? It'll turn the area into a target for far-right protests. So let me get this straight.
I certainly see the point they're making.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. Stand up to racism by making sure the racists don't come to your patch.
Yeah, basically. Basically, that's what it is.
Fucking aye. It's
We don't
everything's
want
fine.
the racists here. Well, how do we
Yeah.
not have the racists here? What if we don't have the immigrants here?
Yeah. Very charitable shanty, as they say. Right, moving on. 117 dead dogs found at California no-kill animal rescue, many with gunshot wounds. And I thought, what is this? What was all this about? And I looked into it and I thought, okay, so this was a rehoming centre. People
Right.
would take their cherished family pets that they could no longer look after, or somebody had died or whatever, and they would go to this shelter who would guarantee to rehome them and they would never kill the animals.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've found a fucking mass grave where they've been shooting all the dogs because it's easier to just take the $5,000 to $5,000 or whatever per animal and just put one in their head and pocket the money.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll take care of Fido. Pew pew.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
I mean,
worries.
you know, Peter, people against the ethical treatment of animals. Well,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
for the
yeah.
ethical- They kill they kill animals.
Yeah, I know, but these people are committing fraud.
Yeah, but so are Peter because they say they don't kill animals. They kill animals.
I don't think Peter actually explicitly said they don't kill animals. These people did. These people sold their service on the basis that they weren't ever going to kill the dogs.
If it's a no-kill shelter,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it is fraud. It's
So
absolutely
it's
fraud.
fucking horrendous. Now, the next one. I'd like your opinion on the next one. A British mother and her 2-year-old daughter have been stranded in Spain for over a week after being refused entry back into the UK because they only had Dutch passports.
Mm-hmm.
Tegan van der whatever, who has lived in Britain since
Merva.
2002 and his settled status was turned away while trying to board the plane back to the UK. So
Right.
they're stuck in Spain.
Makes
So
no sense.
how does that work? Because this is the kind of thing that gives me hope,
Makes no sense.
right? Because this woman's apparently got settled status in the UK, right?
Mhm.
Has lived here for what? How long she lived here, did it
It was
say?
2002, so that would be what, 24
Yeah.
years?
Yeah, so she's lived here for 24 years.
Okay.
And our systems can't tell that she's actually entitled to live here. That gives me hope. That just shows you how fucked up our systems are.
The thing is that she has a Netherlands stroke Dutch European Union passport. Like, you know what I mean? Regardless of her right to remain because of that status that she has in the United Kingdom, she should not be refused
But shouldn't that
entry
right to remain
from that
be...
departure point. It makes completely no sense at all. She should be allowed, regardless, to still depart Spain from another
Yeah, I know.
EU state. and to visit another non-EU state such as the United Kingdom without any implications. So what I think is that there could be something
There's
else.
got to be something else
this.
here.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
Doesn't
sense.
make sense.
You should
And
not.
I'll tell you why there's got to
No.
be something else here. Because surely if she's got indefinite leave to remain and settled status in the UK, she could just show that at the border. She could just show that and say, well, this
Exactly.
is my settled status. This is my indefinite leave to remain.
So
Here
what-
it is.
What we have here is half a story, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got it's half a story.
I think because when the when the airline do that rather than them allowing you to board and that happening at the border, there's something else going on. Whereas intelligence could have potentially circled back to, it's like, no,
Yeah, this
don't let her
doesn't
on
make
the
a
plane.
single
There's
jot of
something
sense,
else
especially
that's
as the
happening.
daughter herself would be carrying a British passport.
So one
would-
of the things that I think it might be is there might be an EU national involved here who might be seeking custody of the kids.
That could be it.
Right.
So it's the EU side that are barring the entry rather than the British side.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that I was thinking. Why would she not be allowed? Because
But I
in
also
the
don't know why we're calling her a British mother, because she's not
well,
British.
she's not. She's not. She has leave to stay in the UK, but she's not British. She's not. She obviously doesn't have a British passport, so she's not a British.
But she's Dutch.
Yeah, exactly.
She could still visit, of course, as a visitor, but she'd have to apply for an electronic travel authorization, like an ETA. I think it's like 15, 20 quid. That'd be the only other thing that could potentially kind of stop her. But I think Sgt Grumpy's onto something there. That this is a half story.
a half
something else
story.
that's going on.
Like I said, if she has indefinite leave to remain and she can, produce that and provide that, then that should be enough. And if that's not enough, then there's something going on here. There's something else going on here that the story is not
Always
reporting.
look behind the scenes to think there might be
don't
something
people
else.
who have indefinite leave to remain, even if they have a Dutch passport, isn't the visa directly in the passport? It's usually directly in the passport.
I think it is. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's my experience. But there's something going on here behind the scenes that we're not being told.
Exactly. It doesn't make a single bit of sense to simply say, "Oh, well, you've got indefinite leave to remain, madam. Yeah, we just don't want you." Yeah. Off you go. Doesn't make any sense.
Moving on. Chancellor Merz, we can no longer. You got to read this one out.
We can no longer accept the extraordinarily high levels of sick leave in our companies. We are abolishing sick leave by telephone and introducing the requirement to submit a medical certificate from the very first day of illness.
Don't you have to go to your GP? Don't you have to go to your doctor to actually get that physical
Yeah.
digital
You would,
certificate? Like, hello, and you. So how are you going to do that? You have to take a day off to go to the GP.
I'm assuming that you'll be able to submit the sick leave retrospectively to an extent.
Yeah, you'll get 5 days or something.
But the sick leave will need to have started from the day you went sick, or else you won't be off sick and you'll just get marked off as absent without leave.
You will not be on sick on Pimmel 9.
If we have abolished sick leave, there is no sick people in Germany.
Oh, no sick not. Well, I have a bratwurst for you.
Nein, das ist verboten. This is all very Dutch.
Das ist sehr verboten.
Right, moving on. I don't see a problem with this because these are regularly given as wedding gifts in South American countries, so that people always have food on the table.
Thank you, Trollworm. Thank you.
An
Don't let Chrissy
off-grid
see this.
couple in Pembrokeshire have been given permission to breed guinea pigs for meat as part of their plans to build an eco-home in the Welsh countryside.
I don't see an issue with that.
I don't see an issue with it. You won't get far living on guinea pigs though, because you're gonna die.
It's a Peruvian delicacy, is it not?
Yes, it may well be, but this is a bit like rabbit.
Yeah, it's too lean. The meat's too lean.
It's too lean, yeah. So
I couldn't do it. They're too cute.
They're too cute. They're fucking ugly bastards.
Look, if you can eat a chicken, if you can eat a cow, if you can eat, a deer, or you can eat a lamb, and there's no moral quandary with it, why would there be a moral quandary with this?
I love lamb.
Why? An animal that is non-human is an animal that is non-human. there's no level of animal that is morally okay to eat. I'm sorry, but if one's okay, they're all okay.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, you've got a litter of guinea pigs. Go out there right now and murk them, mate.
I keep telling Dexter to get them nice and fat for the pot. I tell him all the time, get them nice and fat for the pot, all of the time. I tell him this most days, don't I, babe?
It depends how you
over there. She's nodding.
It depends how you bring your kids up, David. I mean, like I remember my daughter. She got a goldfish, or they were at a fair or something. She came back with a goldfish, and it lasted like 3 days.
Yeah.
Or a week or whatever. But it didn't do bad, but it died. And I'm like, the goldfish is dead. And she was like 3.
Yeah.
And I goes, what do you want to do with the goldfish? Do you want to bury it in the back garden? She goes, no, I just flush it.
Yeah, exactly. Why's David disappeared from the show? Oh, he's back now.
Fuck it, just flush it. Just flush it.
Well, like I said, yes, they are lovely little creatures. Dexter has 3 of them in his bedroom right now. He's got 3 guinea pigs in his bedroom right now. Oh my
God, it must fucking smell lovely.
It's actually fine, surprisingly. Chrissy keeps it all nice and clean for him, right?
They're very noisy.
Oh yeah, they are very noisy.
Especially they're nocturnal as well.
Wink. But no, they're getting nice and plump. They're getting good and ready for that pot. I keep telling him.
Right, moving on. Now I'm going to go and grab a water here, but can you guys try and explain to me how this is setting up World War III? Because I can't work this one out.
So Stephen Greer says portraying aliens as demons and a threat is laying the groundwork for WW3 and alleges Gary Nolan is part of a group being paid to push that narrative.
No relation, folks. FYI, like no relation.
No.
To Gary Nolan. Yeah, I don't get that.
Let's unpack this, shall we? Let's just unpack this for a second. So Stephen Greer is a fucking psychopath. There we go. Unpacked.
Right, so he's the disclosure guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's been in this game for it's now.
Yeah.
And he says that portraying aliens as demons and a threat is laying the groundwork for World War III, and alleges Gary Nolan was part of a group being paid to push that narrative.
I've told you. I've unpacked it for you.
Right,
They're a bunch of psychos. That's it. It's unpacked.
That's the only explanation I could come up with, mate. I can't understand how you get World War III out of that.
We don't need to go any deeper into that. This is a bunch of crazy people who we should pay no heed.
I know. Expressive Mechanic says exactly what I think all the time, because Stephen Greer always goes on about reptilians, and he is the most likely to be a reptilian on the planet.
Beats and Tape says Stephen Greer seems to know everything, but everything he says never happens. Bit like climate scientists, really. A bit like them.
Talking of someone else who this David's disappeared again. He keeps popping in and out. That's weird. Your link is odd, David. I don't know what's going on. But anyway,
I'm doing
yeah,
nothing.
The president of Argentina, Javier Milei, has declared that modern day Israel gave birth to Western civilization. What? How? Israel's only like 47 years. Well, 1947.
Well,
it was
modern Western civilization was built by perhaps the United Kingdom, France, and to an extent the United States of America.
Yeah, well before Israel was even conceived. Yeah. So these people, this is a disease, is it not?
Yes.
Or is it some kind of like what do you call it? Like retribution type humiliation ritual that they have to go through because of what happened? You know.
I don't know. I don't care, and I don't. I've always shied away from the Israel debate. Yeah, I've always shied away from it for a reason. And that reason is I don't care enough for people to want to put me into a box around it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you say anything positive of Israel, you'll be accused of being this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You say anything negative of Israel, you'll be accused of being this, that, and the other. I simply don't care enough for a religious, religious-led nation that has no bearing on me or my life to be wanting to be put in those boxes by those psychos that will hate.
I hear what you're saying, But what I would say is that for a country that shouldn't have the ability to influence world events, it fucking does. And even local events on occasion. I mean, even when you're, who's potentially going to be your prime minister gets ostracized and expelled from his party because of what he said about a state 3,000 or 4,000 miles away. You know, that is interfering with you directly. You know?
I sort of hear you, but still, my argument stands. I care not enough to want to be put into a box and accused of being this, that, and the other when it comes to Israel.
I mean, it's a bit of a bloody.
It's a fucking massive stretch. Yeah.
Israel gave birth to Western.
Isn't most of what
Mio
Mio
says?
says
Compare and contrast that with like ancient Greece, you know, giving birth to like modern day democracy or whatever, like, you know, that's left of it. I mean, trying to compare and contrast like those two countries is kind of like apples and oranges. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. It's pathetic what Millet said. Birth to Western civilization.
I really don't like this guy.
I don't think so, Javier.
I don't like him either. I don't like him in the slightest.
Something about him. Something about him.
He was the darling of the right wing for a while.
Oh yeah, he still is to a degree. Yeah,
and I don't get it.
I don't trust him.
He wanted power. Of course, you don't trust him. If you trust anybody that willfully wants power, well, to that extent anyway, then you're a fool.
Those that actively seek office should be disbarred from holding it.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. Is this Bring Your Dwarf to Work Day? What the fuck is going on here? Look at the size of that.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. She's not arresting anybody by herself, is she? Not even a child. She's not even arresting a child by herself.
I know.
If she wants to work for the police, that's great. Go sit in the office. Go sit. I'm sorry. I'm just saying this to keep her safe.
Yeah, okay? I know what you mean.
Because that woman on the front line is not safe. She's not.
You're right, Ben. You're right. And you know who else is right? Women. Right, moving on. A German soccer fan who flew to the US but was fearful about coming because of news about criminals and people being mean breaks down into tears live on air, saying he has fallen in love with America after a random man named Bob in Boston gave him a ride home after the football match.
I just can't quit you, Bob. I just can't quit you.
This guy was interviewed on TV and he was literally crying because he loves America. And yet he was...
Would you like a ride?
He was so terrified of coming there. He thought that people were all going to be nasty and not talk to him and whatever.
So where was the game? Because...
Boston.
Boston, because I've been to Dallas, right?
Yeah.
I've been to Dallas, I've been to Florida, I've been to New York, fucking hated New York. But Dallas, Texas was the single nicest and most hospitable place I think I have ever traveled in my life. Those people were salt of the earth. Those people were absolutely lovely, no matter where you turned. There's this sort of stigma around Texas. Oh, look at those rednecks, and you know, down there in Texas, yeehaw! They are so nice.
It's all babbles, guns, steers, and queers.
I was in Texas. Me and my mate David were driving from LA to Georgia with a drive away. You know, so you take somebody's car that's moved and you move it for them. You drive it.
Okay.
So we're driving across. We're driving all the way across the country, and we're in Texas, and we stop in a diner, and this really cute fucking blonde waitress, who must have been about the same age as us, 20 or whatever. She comes up and she goes, "Do you guys know how to get the toilet doors open?"
This was in 1865, was it, John?
Yeah, it was. And I guess what's me being fucking ever chivalrous and a freshly minted police officer goes, "Sure, how can I help you?" And she goes, "Well, somebody's locked all the toilet doors and all the stalls in the toilet, and we can't get them open." And I goes, I'll have a look. And I went in and I had a look and I thought, they're freaking cheap. They're cheapish locks. I says,
Yeah.
give me one of your bobby pins and I'll pick it. And I fucking did.
Well, you see that German guy who's probably just heavily propagandized. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to be shot. I'm just going to be shot left, right. and
There are
centre.
so many machine guns here.
I'm die.
I love America. I really do.
I do.
And outside the big cities in particular, Americans are lovely people.
Well, like I said, Dallas
Yeah.
especially they were so nice. They were lovely. No matter where you went. We were inside the big city, out the suburbs. They were just so nice.
Right.
So accommodating.
The next slide's about your people, Ben. Okay, so I'm going to read this out, and you can weigh in once I've finished if you don't mind. Okay, or you can weigh in with the headline once I've read out the blurb underneath it. Okay. So Daniel Lawson says disabled parking should only be valid during business hours 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I cannot see any reason why people with genuine disabilities would be out beyond these times. Ben?
Daniel's a bit of a. Oh no, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say. I was
Don't
about to
say
say.
it.
I was going to say the C word.
Yeah,
I was going to say. I was going to say the.
See you next Tuesday, yeah? See you next Tuesday, mate.
I mean,
Or a Tuesday.
there are some days that I can't even move between the hours of 9 to 5.
But Jennifer makes a valid point.
Yeah, we are disabled, not werewolves.
Yeah, we're disabled, Daniel. We're not werewolves.
Very aptly
I
put,
mean,
yeah. Yep.
disabled parking should
Nice
be
one, Jack.
only valid. How about this? You twats that keep parking in the blue badge bay should fuck off.
Yeah, but
How's that?
Why are disabled people only allowed out during business hours?
I tell you why disabled people are only allowed out during business hours, because Daniel wants our money, but he doesn't want us during his social time. He doesn't want to see us.
He doesn't want disabled people to socialise.
No, he doesn't, right? He doesn't want someone in a wheelchair rocking into
You
the pub and
should
maybe
be
getting in his way. Of course he doesn't.
You should be sitting at home counting your toes to see how many you've lost that day.
Yeah, yep. See how many, if you've got brittle bones, mate.
Yeah,
See how many you've broken that day.
People are stupid, aren't they?
Of course.
Daniel Law, 1998. Well, if he was,
retard.
if that's his date of birth, I mean, if he was born in 1990, I'll say no more.
Yeah.
I'll say no more.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gen Z. Right, moving on.
One of those times I'm glad to be a millennial.
Gun Gnome says, I was just remembering in high school how I had a friend who worked at KFC and he told me if I knew how they made their gravy, I'd never eat there again. He then told me they took this strange, mysterious powder, mixed it with the drippings from the chicken. I guess he had.
Lovely.
I guess he had no idea of fucking how gravy's made.
Seems very nice.
It sounds lovely.
Exactly.
More drippings from the chicken, please. More.
The guy's probably never had fucking gravy in his life. I don't understand time zones. How is it possible that in Europe it is today, in Australia it's tomorrow, and in the Middle East it's 8:90?
I see what they did there.
I like that one. That was a good one. In non-jokey news, a migrant from Africa is presented with the Ebola virus in Glasgow's Queen Elizabeth University Hospital. Fucking bring in exotic people, get exotic diseases. And
It's not a nice way to go with Ebola and Marburg.
No,
The
it's
end result
not.
is not nice.
It's usually quick though. That's one thing.
And
Right.
the thing is, it does spread fast as well, doesn't it? It just fucking rockets through a population, Ebola.
Well, that's the beauty. It kills too quick to be
become
like
endemic.
a proper pandemic.
Well, it doesn't spread that easily, though. Correct me if I'm wrong here, chaps.
It's
I
got to
think
be
very.
bodily fluids. It's done through bodily fluids. So
the precious fluids. Okay.
yeah, so you've got to be in pretty close contact to get it. Right. South
Oh, that could be a good excuse in the bedroom, couldn't it? Not tonight, love. I got Ebola.
I was watching the Thin Blue. I was watching The Thin Blue Line last night with Rowan Atkinson. It's fucking hilarious. It still stands up well. Although you wouldn't get away with like half the jokes now. Half the jokes are so misogynistic, but they're so funny. Anyway, Southport taxi driver stripped of licence after fleeing child stabbing. So, spineless wanker Gary Poland dropped off Axel Ruda Cubana at Taylor Swift dance class in Southport. He then drove away as children screamed and violence erupted inside. Now, at that point, you could think, well, maybe he didn't know what the fuck was going on, right? But he later claimed shock, fearing a gunman, yet he saw terrified children fleeing the building in his rearview mirror and kept driving. Instead of calling 999, he phoned a friend. What the fuck is this with phoning a friend? Why do these people always phone a friend?
They think they're in the studio with Jeremy Clarkson.
I know.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
I mean, look at that Oganowski, the woman, remember?
Yeah.
After she stabbed her boyfriend in the chest, she phoned a friend.
Yeah.
Look at...
Which can't ask the fucking audience, there wasn't one.
Yes, well, there was. There was two people in the back seat when she did it, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So she phoned a friend. This guy phoned a friend. Fucking everybody seems to be phoning a friend once they've done a killing. Didn't the Indian guy, didn't he phone a friend as well? You know, Henry Nowak's killer. He phoned a friend.
Yeah, he phoned his brother.
Yeah.
On that particular note, Vikram Digwa's brother Gurpreet is still not in prison, and he really should
He's
be.
being charged, is he not?
I thought he hadn't
I
been.
hope he is. He needs to be banged up alongside his brother, and the absolute
So should his
cheek
father and his
Vikram
mother.
Digwa, who is appealing his
Whole
sentence.
family.
Of course.
He's appealing his sentence. No, you fucking don't,
But
pal.
let him,
You're staying in the
let him
clink.
appeal, and then
So-
if the system has got any brains about them, they'll raise it.
Right.
His brother needs to be in
So
there.
instead of calling 999, this guy phoned a friend twice and he contacted the emergency services nearly an hour later. An hour later. What was the fucking point? Once he was home, right? I want to ask you guys a question here because I think the last line here maybe goes too far. A licensed professional abandoned children in mortal danger. His taxi license has now been revoked. He should have been jailed. I don't know. Should he have been jailed for expressing severe cowardice?
Here's what I'm going to say, right? And I'm sure you may see where I'm coming from, chaps, and everyone in the troll room.
Mm-hmm.
This is a post from X. It's like we need to look for more information about this. Is that how it rolled out for that taxi driver? Because he could well be framed up here with a lot of inaccuracy. May not have actually turned out like that.
Well, if that is almost certainly from a report in a council meeting, if he's had his taxi license taken off him.
Yes. Let's assume for a minute this is 100% factually accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that for a second. He dropped the guy off and then he drove away. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have. Was it his. Does his license require him to do any of that stuff?
No.
So if his
it
license doesn't require him to report it, then why would that be a reason for him to lose his license? We can call him a dick. We can call him a wanker. We can call him a fucktard. We can call him all of these things. And he might well be all of these things. But does that actually affect his bottom line and his livelihood? Do his actions dictate that he shouldn't be able to work in that job anymore? And I'm not so sure they do.
Yeah.
Those chain of events occurred in the way that they did. This is, I mean, again, there could have been a council meeting. Yes, his license was taken away. Is he being used as a scapegoat?
Seems
here
like
because
it.
of the company, because of the company that he was working for. They're like, we just want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
But it's on. We have to dig a little bit deeper, folks, into actually what did the guy say? What
Yeah,
actually
and what was the actual reason that his license was revoked? It might even have nothing to do with this. I mean, look how far down the line from Southport we are at this point. And he's having his license revoked now.
It could have been misconduct. It could have been numerous other like layered issues on top of that. It's a fair question to ask, or something to.
So again, we could possibly have half a story.
I think we do have half a story. In fact, I think we've got about a third of a story here.
Okay.
I don't think we've got a lot of it at all.
I'll have a look at this over the week and see what happens. Right. Let's move on, shall we? People are so fucking judgmental these days, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what we do right here.
The guy
be
next to me
judgmental.
on the freeway is wearing a metal pail on his head. So,
Looks like that guy is living his best life. Right? He couldn't afford the Darth Vader cosplay. Couldn't afford it. So he decided he's going to
wondering-
make his own.
I'm just
He's
wondering.
laughing his Count Bin face.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if this keeps your head cold.
it could. It could. Well,
They do. Yeah.
The other thing is he might be so afraid of driving that he couldn't find his crash helmet. So the next best thing was the little bin.
Or he ran out of tinfoil.
Or he could be an alien-human hybrid. And
Oh
he's
yeah, just
hiding something.
hiding
up
his
around-
cone head. Remember that
here.
movie, Dan Aykroyd and Co?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Hiding his goddamn
Coneheads.
cone head.
Did you watch Idiocracy the other night, David?
No,
No. Right,
not yet.
moving on. By comparison to the crazy route Scots have to take from the north of Scotland to the north of Europe. So this guy's claiming the north of Europe is the Faroe Islands here, which isn't far away, right?
Right.
Okay. Denmark, which owns the Faroe Islands, allows them a lot of autonomy and investment, runs a ferry there. So you can get a ferry from Denmark, right, all the way up to the Faroe Islands. And this guy's claiming that to get there from Scotland, you'd have to drive all the way around here to get the ferry from Denmark, right? Now,
You can get the ferry from many places along the east coast there. Or
where? To the Faroes?
No, you can get ferries across to Denmark that don't
Yeah,
cross
yeah,
down
right.
the bottom.
Well, you can't get a ferry to Denmark. You get a ferry to Amsterdam, right?
Mhm.
But apart from that, regardless of that, the biggest flaw in this guy's fucking thinking is nobody in Scotland wants to go to the Faroe Islands.
No, I was going to say that too. But
There's no supply to give rise to the
Exactly.
So,
What?
ladies and
These people
gentlemen-
are fucking complete.
30, 20, retard.
well, take it as someone who likes take it from somebody who likes to travel, who likes to go to places and make videos. Okay, some of the routes that we have to travel to do some things are fucking ridiculous. Okay, I want to fly from London to Blackpool. I have to go via Germany. I have to go via Germany to fly from London to Blackpool
Why?
because they're the only routes.
Okay.
You have to fly to Germany.
But there's
and then-
there's no sense in flying from London to Germany and then to Blackpool. You'd be
know.
better just getting a train to Blackpool.
I know.
So what's your point, caller?
My point is that even if you did want to go to the Faroe Islands, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
Most of the routes we have to travel are ridiculous.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Right, moving on. Heathrow security officer who was told to remove Palestine badge claims it is the same as being asked to take off her hijab after she sues for discrimination.
Oh, fuck off.
She lost her case.
Of course she did. Of course she lost her case.
So,
and I'm sorry, but even...
it appalls and terrifies me that people like her are security officers at Heathrow. That's true. I agree with that.
I mean, if she's a security officer at Heathrow, she shouldn't be wearing her hijab anyway. Okay?
No.
Because let's face it, in order to go through customs, one must show one's full face, head, and hair. One must. Okay?
Okay.
So if you must force those to do it, you must lead by example.
Moving on. Treasury ditched the numeracy test to increase diversity hires. In
course it did.
2020, they removed a hurdle for candidates from ethnic minorities. This is discrimination. This is discrimination.
Well, was Robert Jenrick in government then? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, you see, this is the thing.
Tories.
It doesn't matter who's in power. They're all the fucking same.
Isn't this the bigotry of low expectations?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is. Do you know what that phrase means, David? The bigotry of low expectations.
Explain to me, mate.
The bigotry of low expectations is looking at somebody from a different ethnic group and assuming they are not as smart as anybody else. So saying we are going to take away a hurdle, as they have, because we're looking at you and we're saying you can't do this. It's bigotry, low expectations. We're saying, yeah, yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we get what you're saying, but the problem there, Ben, is that the data confirms that those expectations are true. You don't need to go there if you don't wish to, but the data is quite explicit, and when the countries that tried to disprove it themselves went and proved it, in reality, they proved it.
Question.
Go
This
on.
is a genuine question. In reality, why on earth does it matter what people look like within a government department or a job of any kind for that matter? Why does it matter what their skin color is? Why?
Meritocracy.
Yeah, see,
Meritocracy.
that's-
Equal opportunities, as I used to know it back in Ireland back in the day.
Yeah. Equality,
but
not
it's
equity.
not a meritocracy.
I know it's not.
And
Yeah,
it's,
we're
it's
pushing for
not
equity,
even.
not equality.
It's not
It's
even.
backwards.
It's not even equal opportunities.
No, it's
It's two
pushing for equal
whites.
outcome.
It's,
It's
equal.
pushing for
That's it.
equity.
It's pushing equity and equal outcomes when there is no equality.
Yeah,
That's
so
the problem.
So we are currently living backwards. We are pushing for equity, not equality. We should be pushing for equality and not equity.
We are working down to the lowest common denominator. Hence, look at the people that are in Parliament right now.
I mean,
Half
when
of
you
them-
have this argument,
Half of them are fucking retarded.
but when you have this argument with people that support these measures, okay,
Yeah.
they're so bloody brainwashed that they can't understand that even believing in such things, even diversity quotas and things like that, is actually racism in itself. And it's
Yeah, I
not
know.
just racism against the majority who live in the country. It's racism against those minorities because it's saying to them, we know or we think you're not good enough. Therefore, we are going to take away this hurdle
But
for you. Poor, insert
It's,
title here person.
in some respects, it's not racism if we actually do know.
No, in some respects, it is racism to push that because you might think you know, but there are certainly always going to be outliers to your rule, right?
Well,
and
there's
those
always
outliers,
outliers.
yeah,
Yeah.
but those outliers should be pushed through because meritocracy, equality says equal opportunity, and those that are best placed for the position take the position, no matter what they look like.
Yeah, but we don't have that situation. That's the
what
problem.
It should be.
That's exactly what it is. It's now a race to the bottom. Yeah. Former
I'm going to get
paratrooper,
shirts made. Equality, not equity.
the former paratrooper Matt Styler, 50, has been found not guilty of assaulting the police by Judge William Moosley, QKC, Southampton Crown Court. Ex-soldier Matt was violently attacked and arrested by officers from Hampshire Constabulary at a Henry Nowak protest. So see the guy holding the shield like that? He's hitting the guy in the neck with that shield.
Using it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they violently attacked him.
No
Sorry.
police officer. I have done riot training, and no police officer is
We
taught.
covered that. We covered
is
that at the
taught-
beginning, Shanty.
Is taught to use a shield like that. That's not how you use them.
No,
That's completely out of order.
no, I'm just
those
addressing
police
Shanty in
officers-
the chat.
Those police officers should be prosecuted. That's
I agree.
That's assault.
They
A
should be done.
a
They should be.
serious
They are
assault.
the ones that should have been on trial for assault.
Yeah,
not him.
exactly. Right. Now, I don't know if people are just, well, people are stupid and they don't keep up. So you do know that the highway code has changed, people. And, if someone is crossing a road into which you are turning or exiting, or is waiting to cross a road into which you are turning or exiting, they have the right of way. The pedestrian has the right of way. So,
Okay.
so you're coming along the main road and someone waiting to cross or started crossing the road, you have to stop and wait for them to cross. Regardless of whether there's a crossing there or not, right? They
Right.
have the right of way. That's the highway code, right?
Okay.
So I have to. This comes up because some guy goes, I've done my first middle-aged thing. I've educated a driver as to why beeping at me when I was crossing the road was not the correct course of action. And the guy's right, okay? So I was crossing the road like this, and someone was turning right, and I was about here, and their car was here, right? You know, the front of their car was here, and they had to stop, causing all the cars that were coming this way to stop, and most of the cars that were going that way to stop because they were driving a big car and it was into both lanes. And she had the temerity to sound her horn, at which point I just actually went up to her window and asked her what her problem was. Meanwhile, everybody in their ante is ground to a halt. That was a scream. I love doing stuff like that. But anyway, pedestrians are the right of way, unless you're on a motorway. And even then, if you run them down, you'll still get done. Right. Yeah. Russia will provide... I don't understand Lee Hurston. Maybe this is why people that are comedians shouldn't...
He's meant to be a comedian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's meant to be a comedian, but I don't understand them. Russia will provide the Islamic regime in Iran with a nuke. The only way you prevent this is by removing the Islamic regime. Right.
Yeah, he's not being funny there.
He's not trying to be funny, but...
He's being deadly serious.
He's being serious, but... If America has taught us anything, it's that if America and North Korea have taught us anything, it's that the only way you'll get America off your back is if you actually have a nuke.
Yeah.
If you're a small country.
I can't see Russia, even as an Iranian ally, wanting to supply them with a nuke. Like considering the potential disastrous effects of that. I don't think the Russians are that stupid. Maybe the Pakistanis.
Yeah, Pakistanis would, but Putin wouldn't give them a nuke because Putin's very much into non-proliferation.
Yeah, the Russians are too clever.
But the Pakis would. Sorry, did I say the Pakistanis? Yeah.
Me.
Sorry.
How dare you?
The Pakistanis would. Well, you're allowed to say Paks, but you can't. You know, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous that you can only use certain contractions. Anyway. So yeah, you're not funny, Lee, and you're not even right, because the only way to prevent it is either actually give Islam a nuke, in which case you'll probably find the Middle East quietens down dramatically.
I mean, I would say that removing the Iranian regime would probably be the best option for the Iranian people.
Well, you would have thought that. You would have thought that in Libya. And what happened there?
Yeah.
You would have thought that in Iraq, and what happened there?
Okay. All right.
You see where I'm going?
I see where you're going. I do. I see it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's move on.
Yeah, okay. Right, we're getting into the funnies now anyway.
Really?
Yeah, here's Cliff Richard. Cliff Richard, fucking.
Jesus, he's looking a bit gaunt there, lads.
They've got him out the freezer, haven't they?
He looks like something out of a Tim Burton movie.
Weekend of Cliffs.
Sorry?
I said a Weekend of Cliffs. Like he's DED. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, they've pulled him out the freezer. They have. They've pulled him. They've wheeled him. They're going to wheel him out on an old sack barrel, an old trolley. Right? Everybody is Cliff Richard. All right, take him back, boys. Take him back. Come on, he's decomposing.
Poor fella needs a few steaks. You know what I mean? I'll look at him.
It's astounding.
Here's one
Time
for you.
is fleeting.
Yeah, here's one for you, Ben.
Oh, I like that. That's nothing. No notes. I've got no notes.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Right, moving on. Ladies first. Oh, thank you. A true gentleman. Hey, it's funny because it's true.
And it happens all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. Moving on. Thailand can be wild. KFC once sued a Thai fried chicken restaurant called Hitler for trademark infringement. A Jewish tourist reported their biscuit sign, "We bake our biscuits right," over 6 million served.
Was it a Jewish tourist or an Israeli tourist? Because I'll tell you one thing about the Thais: they do not like Israelis. They do not like
That's
Israelis.
fucking
Fact.
nuts. That's nuts. Yeah. It's,
That is edgy.
that is edgy. Don't touch me. That's what it says on his head. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You're not touching me.
Oh God.
Ofcom wrote again to fucking 4chan demanding they pay its fine. They sent us bank details and everything. Oh no, super scary. We replied with a hamster again. 4chan are just fucking. You come ahead, Ofcom. Come and take us to court.
I mean, 4chan, they're pretty humorous for what could be a CIA cutout. Like, you know what I mean? They're good with trolling and with the memes.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well. Right, what's this one? Yeah. In 2055, retirement village residents play a game of guess what the tattoo used to be. Quite funny, I thought. Anyway, right. Here's one left over from last week, but I thought it was so good that I have to revisit it, and it maybe give you an incentive to go to church next week. Female pastor practiced oral sex on men to suck out their demons. That's one way of doing it.
I mean, that's it's obviously a joke, but still.
No, it's not, mate. It's not a joke. It's true.
I mean,
It's true?
It's true.
Wow.
It's true. Moving on, it's 1978, and Mom still talks about that 1970 James Brown concert with the backstage pass.
Oh dear.
That's a good one, though, isn't it?
Those glasses, those haircuts. I used to have a teacher with the guy's haircut, that kind of comb over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, moving on. So I asked the question, since 1945, has there ever been a period where the USA has not been fighting someone? And Super Grok replied, it says, no, it's not been a full calendar year since 1945 in which the United States was not involved in some form of armed conflict or military engagement.
ooh.
Multiple historical analyses and lists of US military action show near continuous involvement through major wars, Korea, Vietnam, Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, etc., plus numerous smaller interventions, airstrikes, advisory missions, proxy support, and counter-terrorism operations. Sources tracking US conflicts, including Wikipedia compilations and defence-related tallies, indicate the US has been in combat or direct military operations in every year post-World War II. Often in multiple locations.
America.
If there's anything that's impeding peace in the world, it might just be America.
America.
Moving on, Flight Radar 24 has finally tracked the saucer. So this flying saucer has been tracked, Saucer 1, and it turned out it was a weather balloon. It was.
Of course it was,
a
yeah.
weather balloon. And see that cross there? It came down here and flew over and then went like that around, and they ended up doing this cross right over the top of Roswell.
Ah!
Imagine that. There are obviously some high altitude winds that caused it to go over Roswell twice.
Either that or someone was trolling.
That's
Yeah,
a proper bloody troll right there.
it's a good one though. It's a good one. Right, moving on. Interpol issues red notice for Ukrainian woman Anastasia, whatever, suspected in Monaco bombing attempt on Vadim Yermolov. So that's the Ukrainians bombing the Ukrainians.
Oh dear.
So yeah,
But are they the Russian-speaking Ukrainians?
No, he's a Ukrainian oligarch who was living in Monaco, and she's obviously been sent out as an assassin.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, Red Sparrows used to be better looking than that.
Yeah,
she doesn't look particularly competent in that photo. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't look particularly pretty, that's for sure. Right, moving on. My wife used to be an adult actress, but has since found Jesus. She sings at a local church now. For anonymity reasons, I can't tell you which one is her.
Oh, that's a good joke. I like that.
Yeah. I guess it's a brunette.
Yeah.
No.
It's like you just getting it, David. It's like you just seen it.
I was joking with you. I was not. I got it
Yeah,
straight
okay.
away.
Right, before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first, make sure you are in fact not surrounded by assholes.
Is that what it is? Hold on a sec.
That's where we have all gone wrong. What's he doing?
Making sure I'm not surrounded by assholes.
Oh, go away. Go away now.
Go away now.
Right, that's us. Hello, Beats and Tapes. Hello, Dizzy for Jesus. Is that Emma? Or Dizzy for
How's
Jesus?
Emma?
Yeah, hello, Emma. Bye, Emma. That's us. Another fine show, and I think we'll play out with. I think we're going to play it with Warhawks tonight, just for
Ladies
a
and gentlemen, boys and
change.
girls, children of all ages, as I would end one of my shows over on Real Review UK, I'll help end it over here like this. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Come join me on Real Review UK for some blitzing live in about 10 minutes' time.
That's been great for you.
Flag pin, shiny as a TV grin, talking tough from a leather chair, sending kids where they'll never sit. Golden tie, talking like it's do or die. Papers power while the cameras spin. Every word is a practice line. Walks, gotta walk, big talk, big stage, small cause, beat the drum, sell the shock. Warhawks, gotta walk, podcast rage, sells fear like a backstage pass. New suit, same old script. Every map is a looking glass. Front row, cheering from the studio glow. Draw the lines with a marker pen. Other people pay the debt again. Warhawks, gotta walk, big talk, big stage, small cars, beat the drum, sell the suck. Warhawks, gotta walk, name the names, then dodge the blame. Call it fate, call it keep us safe. They count votes, we count ghosts. Who counts the folded flags on kitchen table?